that's why they're doing the investigation. That's why they're looking into it. That doesn't mean nothing happened. So you just trust the league's investigation, and I'm sure they'll do the right thing.
This is insanity. Why hate Caitlin Clark? You're nothing without Caitlin Clark. Mailbag.
Understanding that, but being so petty and jealous that it's Caitlin Clark versus not them, that they've got to scorch earth.
Because of her one-sided feud with Caitlin Clark, she's arguably the second most recognizable player in the league and earning millions of dollars off the court.
Jason Whitlock just slammed Angel Reese like never before. He says Reese owes her fame to Caitlin Clark, calling her a coattail rider in the WNBA.
Reese hates the player who has made her rich and famous. Reese is probably the 30th best player.
But here's the twist. Whitlock claims Reese isn't just underpaid, but strategically using her rivalry with Clark to land endorsements. Does he have a point, or is this take just too much? And wait until you hear Caitlin Clark's response to all of this drama. Buckle up for some fiery analysis you can't miss. Kindly, please like the video and subscribe to the channel to support us. Jason Whitlock didn't hold back. He called Angel Reese a coattail rider, saying her fame isn't really hers, it's Caitlin Clark's. According to Whitlock, Reese has built much of her public image on that heated rivalry with Clark.
From Caitlin Clark, Reese hates the one player who might lead the league to profitability.
And honestly, the timing lines up. Before the feud during the NCAA championship game, Reese was respected in basketball circles, but her name didn't dominate headlines the way Clark's did. Now she's everywhere, securing endorsements and sitting front row at fashion shows.
Because of her one-sided feud with Caitlin Clark, she's arguably the second most recognizable player in the league and earning millions of dollars off the court.
Think about this. Reese didn't reach this kind of star power solely from her on-court stats. Sure, she's a talented forward. She averaged 23 points and over 15 rebounds last college season, monstrous numbers in their own right. But those stats weren't making her a household name before the Clark moment. Whitlock argues that Reese capitalized on the viral trash-talking incident with Clark in the championship, knowing it would spark nonstop media chatter. And he might not be wrong.
This is insanity. Why hate Caitlin Clark? You're nothing without Caitlin Clark. Mailbag.
Since then, Reese has landed some major deals, like endorsements with hair and makeup brands, even a massive NIL deal that's reportedly one of the biggest in collegiate sports. Would she have gotten those without the Clark rivalry turning her into a trending topic? That's the argument. But let's not forget, this kind of fame by rivalry isn't new. Think about Allie and Frazier, or even LeBron and Steph Curry. Rivalries grab attention regardless of who's winning more games. The question is, does Reese lean too heavily on it? Whitlock doesn't think it's about playful banter or competitive spirit. He sees it as a calculated move to ride Clark's spotlight and secure her position as someone marketable off the court.
You could see it last year. They got a real problem with the fact that Caitlin came in and not only moved the needle, but broke the needle.
Some fans agree it's a clever strategy to monetize her name while interest is high. Others argue that by relying on this rivalry, Reese risks her own brand running out of steam once the buzz fades. Reese might be the second most recognizable player in women's basketball now, but it's worth asking, how much of that recognition is because of Clark? And how different does Reese's next chapter look if fans lose interest in that feud?
Whitlock absolutely scorching Angel Reese over her hate for Caitlin Clark.
This is where Caitlin Clark's approach to all this gets interesting. Just wait. While all eyes were on Angel Reese's big personality and media presence, Caitlin Clark chose a completely different route. And her response to the WNBA investigation? Let's just say it wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of jumping into the drama or seizing the moment to make headlines, Clark stayed calm and focused. She gave the kind of answer that doesn't stir the pot or even touch it. When asked about the ongoing investigation, she said, "I didn't hear anything. That's why they're doing the investigation. That's why they're looking into it. That doesn't mean nothing happened. We just trust the league's investigation, and I'm sure they'll do the right thing.
You know, that's why they're doing the investigation. That's why they're looking into it. That doesn't mean nothing happened. So you just trust the league's investigation, and I'm sure they'll do the right thing.
And Caitlin Clark, by the way, just comes out and admits yesterday she didn't hear anything.
No accusations, no sides, no sensationalism. And honestly, it fits Clark's whole vibe. This wasn't just about dodging controversy. Clark's response reflects the image she's built as a player, disciplined, focused, and laser sharp on the game, not the drama surrounding it. Think about her reputation. She's the one putting up video game numbers on the court, hitting crazy buzzer beaters and running her team with precision. Building a name off sheer talent and consistency. She's steering clear of distractions, keeping the spotlight on basketball itself.
Right off the rip, hey, we haven't heard anything. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately.
It's like being the captain of a ship. Yeah, there's chaos in the waters, but she's focused on the bigger picture, winning games, building a legacy, and staying steady. Contrast that with Reese's outspoken approach. Reese isn't afraid to hop into the headlines or use the spotlight to brand herself off the court.
Understanding that, but being so petty and jealous that it's Caitlin Clark versus not them, that they've got to scorch earth.
Meanwhile, Clark's strategy feels different, like she's playing the long game, and fans aren't missing it. Analysts have been praising her for taking the high road, calling her a class act and a role model, especially when there was every opportunity to respond more explosively. But here's the question. Is that humility winning her more respect? Or is she letting opportunities to defend herself slip away? Either way, that high road approach only adds fuel to the rivalry. Two star players taking two opposite paths, and that contrast is the spark driving so much attention to women's basketball right now.
Unfortunately, once the media got involved and ESPN talking this up, it was a wrap. All right. Clark is going to toe the line. She's going to take the high road. She's not going to come out and condemn this investigation.
This rivalry isn't just about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It's a perfect snapshot of the WNBA's challenges in marketing its players. Jason Whitlock's critique highlights how essential star players are in drawing attention to the league, but it also exposes the risks of focusing too much on individual drama. Clark and Reese offer two contrasting paths to fame: skill versus spectacle.
Right, so she said, we're just going to trust the investigation. More comments.
They're investigating alleged comments or hateful comments from fans.
But what happens when rivalries overshadow the game itself? That's the fine line the WNBA has to walk. What do you think? Do these moments elevate the sport or distract from it? Let us know in the comments below.